to be more specific, it's my first research question. So in the presentation about the portrayal of people with disability in Indonesian online news reports, a corpus-assisted discourse study. So these are my outline of presentation, starting from introduction until the last one, implications. So for the introduction, I will talk about disability and news discourse. So disability has been defined in several ways based on different conceptualization and models. So for example, there is a moral model or religious model in which disability is described as sin or shame or curse. It's like deserving from the from the God because of the sins of the family or the person itself. Then we have also a medical model of disability in which people with disability are represented as having pathological condition. So the solution is only from medical aspects such as rehabilitation. And we have also the social relational models, which is I used in this study. This is also relevant to WHO definition. So disability is the interaction between individuals with health condition, person and environmental factors, including negative attitudes towards them. So one of the significant factors that affect the attitudes of society towards PWD or people with disability is their news media representation. Because news is the main source of information where people are aware, understand about people with disability as minority group, including people with disability. And as we know, media representations, news not only a sort of information, but also it can form public opinions and influence policymakers. And media representations of PWD frequently mirror the way disability is being socially constructed, in particular society or socioeconomic and political context. However, news is not an objective reflection of social reality. With this significant role of news in our society, many researchers have investigated news discourses from different field of studies by using different approaches, such as framing analysis, content analysis, and including critical discourse studies or critical discourse analysis. And based on the bibliometric study of Xiao and Li 2021, in the last 2 decades, the combination of corpus linguistic and discourse studies or critical discourse studies have been widely used to investigate the representation of some topics and also the identities of social groups of people, such as Muslims, immigrants, women, etc. But few issues are still understudied, including disability and disability-related identities. And the majority of studies focus on media in Anglo-American or developed countries and use non-linguistic analysis. There are some using linguistic analysis, but mostly they didn't use linguistic analysis. In Indonesia itself, disability compared with other countries, the number of PWD in Indonesia is rather higher. In the last survey in 2018, there are 30.38 million persons with disabilities in Indonesia, or 14.2% of the population. And in terms of the law, Indonesia ratified the UNCRPD in 2011, but it's fully implemented in 2016 through Disability Law number 8, 2016. And people with disability in Indonesia face both physical and social barriers to fully participate in society. So physical barriers include inaccessible design of public infrastructure, such as museums, universities, mosques, etc. And social barriers include the stigma towards people with disability. But in terms of study, there are only 2 studies on disability representations in Indonesian news media conducted by Saputra and Priyanti. However, they use a relatively small number of data and data sources and published before the issue of the 2016 disability law. So to fill this gap in the literature, my study aims to identify Indonesian online news media construction of PWD in a 10-year period from 2011 to 2020. It drew on the 3 models or 3 framework. The first one is CIDS framework, Baker and McInerney. The second one is social actor framework from Van Leeuwen. And the third one is news media models of disability. For the CIDS framework, Baker and McInerney basically divides the analysis into 4 stages. So the first one is identification, second one interpretation, the third one is explanation, and the last one, which is optional, is critical evaluation. I will explain later in more detail in the analysis when it's relevant. Then we have social actor framework. We have several categories. Social actors are represented based on sociological categories. And news media models of disability. So Cluxton and Heller divide the models of disability. They are disability scholars, not from linguistics, into 2 models, traditional models and progressive models. And traditional models include medical model, social pathology model, superscript model, and progressive models include minority model and consumer model. I will explain later in detail in the analysis. This is my methodology. For data sources, I took my data or news text from 8 news sites, and they are among the top 20 most visited Indonesian news sites and owned by different news media companies. And they start publishing before 2016. So this criteria is used to answer that the discourse found in the data have a significant influence on the society because they are the most visited news sites. So of course they have more influence to the society. And because they are also owned by different news media companies, so the data can be diverse, and it's expected that it can be representative of Indonesian overall press coverage of disability and people with disability. So 8 news sites, 5 from large media groups and 3 from small media groups. And none of them are owned by the government or state-owned company, because state-owned company media are not among the top 20 most visited Indonesian news sites. So they are all private companies, private news media institutions. This is my data collection process. So the first one is deciding the terms. I use all possible terms identified in previous studies and words written in the law. So words like disabilitas or equal to disability, and then we have difabel, and then we have berkebutuhan khusus, and words that refer to specific types of disability. For determining such terms, I look for or seek the related news by using Google search field. So I put all the possible terms in Google search field to get the URLs that refer to news that contain one of the search terms. So after getting the URLs, I did cleaning by using Microsoft Excel. So I copy all the URLs and paste into the Microsoft Excel and remove any duplicated URLs. And the last one is downloading and cleaning. I use Bootcat software. This is a corpus software that can create corpus. So basically it automatically crawl text from any URLs that we input in the software. It's free software, so you can just download it from the website. There are many ways to create corpus from Bootcat software, but I use this method to ensure that I don't get false positive or false negative results. So I think it's more safe to using this kind of method. Getting the URLs and input them in the Bootcat software, and then Bootcat software can scroll all the text from the URLs then we already input in the software. I also did additional words cleaning. Usually I cleaned like the name of the media or maybe the name of the editor, and sometimes there are promotion sentences. I also clean all the additional words. So the resulting corpus contain of 10,988 news tags with around 4 million number of words. So this is my corpus. So if we collect the text manually, I think it takes time. it takes, but because Bootcat software can automatically collect the news text, it's really helpful. Oh, sorry. This is my data analysis procedure. So the main purpose, stage 1, this is Becker and McNary said is identification. So usually using purpose techniques, I use collocation analysis. For the collocation analysis, I did collocation analysis of the words referred to PWD in general, which are disabilitas, so equal to disability. And then we have defable. I think it's equal to differently able in English. Then we have berkebutuhan khusus, equal to special needs. Then we also have cacat. I think it's equal to handicap in English, but in my study, I keep the original meaning of cacat, which is defect. So to show the negative connotation of the words, yeah. These 4 words are the mostly used by Indonesian to refer to people with disability. Disabilitas, defable, berkebutuhan khusus, and cacat. So I did collocation analysis of all of the 4 words, and then the next one is categorize the collocates based on the grammatical category and thematic category. The next step is interpretation. So in this stage, I did concordance analysis, mainly focus on social actor network analysis. To be more detailed, I download the concordances and paste into Microsoft Excel, and I code the concordances based on the social actor network and also news media models of disability. And the next stage is explanation. Becker and McNary state that in this stage, I think it can be useful to use framework from different field of study. So therefore, I took news media models of disability from disability studies, and then I put or position my interpretive findings within the news media models of disability and several contextual information like the policies in Indonesia and also the practice of journalism in Indonesia. And the last step is making a critical analysis when warranted. So when I found representation or negative representation of people with disability, I sort of criticize or to explain the consequence of such representation, and then recommend best practice for the reporting. I mean, how to make good reporting, how to make a better reporting than this kind of representation. So this is the findings. These are the example of collocates. This is collocates from disabilitas and also defable or disability and differently able. We have facilities, occupation, etc. So the dominant representation, this is share representation, because it share among the 4 systems that I did collocation analysis. So PWD or people with disability are frequently or mostly beneficiaries and subjected, refer to beneficialization or subjection in the social actor network confluence categories. Yeah, beneficialization when social actors are being affected by other social actors. Subjection or subjected when social actors are positioned as the objects of representation. And with collocates like facilities, service, yeah, facility, service, opportunity, toilet, occupation. So mostly it pacify the people with disability. And then they are also mostly associated with the elderly, women, and children to show the vulnerability of the people with disability. And this kind of representation aligns with the government and non-government support model or the social pathology model. So in this model, people with disability are described as needing help from the government or any social actors in the society. And how I can differentiate whether this this is dominant and this is minor representation. So as I said in my second stage of analysis, so I download the concordance lines of the collocates and then I code based on the social actor network and based on the news media models of disability. So that's why I can argue that this one is dominant representation, because based on the news, the concordance lines, and sometimes I also read the full text and then code based on the social actor network and news media models of disability, and here are the results. So the dominant representation, they are beneficiaries and subjected and associated with the elderly and or women and children. And for the minor representation, few news texts or few concordances show that they are activated and evaluated. However, they mostly occur or feature in inspirational stories, which from disability scholars' perspective, it refers to superscript model. So in the superscript model, people with disability are represented as amazing or being superhuman by doing some regular activities. So in spite of disability, they can do this, they can do this. So that kind of narration, or because of narrative stories, aligns with the superscript model proposed by disability scholars, yes, superscript model. Although although people with disability might not see this kind of narrative or this kind of narration as negative, but disability scholars have criticized this kind of stories because it overlooks the structural problems of people with disability. And then few texts also associate with medical descriptions, so medical model. So mostly news texts that talk about the medical aspects of disability, such as rehabilitation or maybe treatment in hospitals. And then few texts also engage in criticizing and suing the government and or stakeholders. These progressive models, yeah, civil rights as minority and legal model. So in this model, people with disability are represented as having rights to criticize and suing the government or stakeholders because they do not provide inclusive facilities or inclusive service for them. And I also found one news text that suggests consumer model, where people with disability are represented as contributing to the economy. Only one example, unfortunately. And then the next one, less cited. They are less cited. So this one is based on my collocation analysis on the collocate say or state and or said. Yeah. And mostly the most cited persons or the most cited social actors are from the government or the stakeholders. So these are the examples or the extract of news text. So for the passive session, the discourse mostly articulated by participation, so presenting PWD as recipients or clients in material process, or circumstantialization through prepositions for or to and possessivation. This is the example because the data are in Indonesian, so I provide the English translations. For extract 14, this one associations. So people with disability are associated with elderly and children. And this one also referred to social pathology model, where they are represented as being affected by social actors or passivated. And extract number 4, it refers to narrative superscript model and also medical model of disability. We can see here that non-disabled people refer as more physically perfect. This refer to medical model, and the full text also suggests that this news belongs to a superscript model. So usually discuss cause and effect because of disability, but in spite of disability, I mean, he or she can do some good thing. For extract number 1, this refer to minority models in which people with disability or criticize lack access for people with disabilities, and also point out the stigma towards people with disability. I also emphasize that it is important to read the full text or more text, not only concordant lines, because sometimes in one collocate can refer to social pathology model and to minority model. For example, like facilities can be passive, can be or can refer to people with disability as being passivated or being beneficiaries and subjected, but collocate facilities can also refer to minority models when the news text talk about or criticize about the lack of access or the lack of facilities that are friendly for people with disabilities. And extract number 8 is refer to the consumer model, in which people with disability are described as contributing to the economy. You can see here, what can I say? So basically, these are the main findings here. We have dominant representation, which are shared among the 4 terms that I did, that I analyzed under analysis, and then minor representation. So this shared representation corroborate the findings of Potts et al., who assert that synthetic structure used in the naming practice is less important than that the elements that fill the slots in the structure and the wider context in which the structure is used. So basically, Potts et al. Investigated or did collocation analysis of disabled people and people with disability in English speaking countries. Usually people with disability and disabled people are the debate, right? Whether prefer to disability first, like disabled people, and or people first in terms like people with disability. And they did collocation analysis of both terms and found similar representations. But this view doesn't necessarily mean that it's not, the naming practice is not important, but just to emphasize that the core representation or the core of representation is mainly shaped by the context or the content, the context and the context in which the language structure is used. I also found slight differences. So disabilitas and disable or disability and different able people more commonly used in use related to general aids provided for PWD, but berkebutuhan khusus or special needs. It's commonly used in contexts where the news media report and educational issues of children and students with special needs. And cacat or defect mainly occurs in news articles that adhere to the medical model of disability. This is the slight differences of the presentation based on the collocation analysis of each term. And for the discussion, so this is 4-step, critical analysis, or 3 and 4 step explaining the discourse and also criticize the discourse. So the predominance of the social pathology model of disability may be inspired and altered disability-related policies. So disability scholars have pointed out that policymakers still lack understanding of the principles of disability right laws. So the government still see or view disability in the lens of rehabilitation and social welfare. So this might influence the news media models of disability, and the newsworthiness may also affect the news media models of disability. It can also influence how news media report on disability. Because newsworthiness is related to revenue or income, profit from the media institution. And GRU state, disability scholars, disability and discourse scholars state that news media that talk about structural problems of people with disability usually is less newsworthy or grab less attention from the readers. So that's why maybe news media institutions publish more news stories that refer to traditional models of disability. I think it's also in line with the condition in Indonesia, because after a new order era, a shift in the Indonesian media landscape, there is a shift in the Indonesian media landscape towards profit-driven motives because oligopoly. So many or most medias are only owned by several big media institutions. So that's why they prefer to profit rather than public enhancement or public goods. And previous studies also state that the dominance of the traditional models may be influenced by ideology in the news media institution. But for my study, I think it cannot be applied because my data are very diverse, not coming from one or two media institutions, and they are not owned, or they are not they don't adhere to single ideology. In Indonesia, it's like there is no clear cut whether this media institution are refer to right wing or left wing, or whether this support the government, because they are private media institutions. So these two reasons can explain why there is the dominance of the cell pathology model of disability or traditional models of disability. For the implication, this study can contribute to the CIDS and disability studies. It can integrate because it provide methodological options by integrating CIDS framework with social actor network theory and news media model of disability, particularly investigating a language other than English. So the most closely previous studies is from Potts et al. They use the same theoretical framework, CIDS, and then social actor news media models of disability. Coincidentally, because I started my study in 2021 and Potts et al. Published in 2023, I think. But this study extends the use of the frameworks, by investigating language other than English, and then also examining the agency of social actors through the consideration of specific prepositional collocations. So usually prepositional collocations are omitted or excluded in CIDS analysis. But in my study, I did collocation analysis of some prepositions, and it can show the agency of social actors or people with disability. Collocates like bagi, untuk, in English like for or to, it can also show the agency of the social actors. And then it also enriches the current state of knowledge of the construction of PWD in mass media by providing findings from Indonesian context. And for Indonesian government and press council, the findings of my study can also be used as references for creating policies or guidelines that foster more active and diverse representations of PWD. And for disabled people and disability activists, it can also be used as references for advocacy efforts, and to promote more balanced and active representations of individuals with disabilities. So as part of stage 4, I also make some recommendations how to report, how to write news about disability and people with disability. So the first one is use progressive terms, because in my study, I found that there are still ableist terms used by Indonesian News Media Institution. And then the second one, increase coverage of PWD as active agents, but avoid supercript narratives. Very limited news text that show people with disability as active agents of their lives. and few studies also still revert to superscript models. And then third, publish more studies of PWD in various contexts. So not only about government that gives something to people with disability or any other social actors that provide something for people with disability, but maybe the personal experience of PWD or people with disability. So this might can increase the progressive models of disability, including minority model, like the protests or of the people with disability about the lack of access or the lack of facilities that are friendly for them. Then number 4, seek more input from PWD. I think I explained before, based on my analysis, opinions or voices in the news are mostly taken from government or stakeholders. So I advise to seek more input from PWD. And the last recommendation is increase news covering the lack of accessibility and availability of inclusive facilities. So disability scholars have pointed out that Indonesia still lack of inclusive facilities or services, but in my analysis, I found very limited news texts that talk about or that discuss about this lack of facilities. This work has been published in Media Asia, this Taylor and Frances, but it's closed access. But if you want to read the full text, you can just contact me through the email. Okay, I think that's it for my presentation, Alex. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Fadri, for sharing your study. All right. So now I would invite questions from the floor. Participants who would like to ask questions, you can once again type it out in the chat box. Or if you would like to speak directly to the presenter, you may raise your hand and then we will unmute and you can speak to the presenter. Okay. Right. Okay, Raihana has a question.
Okay, yeah. If no one has questions yet, let me start. Mr. Fajri, were you able to obtain the occurrence of, the different representations of, people with disabilities throughout your data set? Were you able to count, how many out of
Yes.
the entire percentage?
Yes, thank you, Rayana. Yes, so in my stage 2 or step 2 in my analysis, I download the concordance lines. Then I code the lines, the concordance lines based on the social actor network and use media models of disability. So in my study, in the full text, I also point out how many percent of the social pathology models or the minority models. So yes, I can make it in percentage because I code the concordance lines and sometimes read the full text.
Okay. So that one is part of your paper. I mean, you included those numbers, or was that
Yes.
considered? Oh, okay, it is.
Yeah, in the full text, sorry, the analysis.
See, okay. So that's how you are able to say, which one is dominant and which one is minority.
Yes, yes.
I see. Okay, okay, all right. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions from the audience? Right.
So let's see. For those that are absent, and let us have the list. We can call the parent. Yeah, so they can. Or once they come for Islamia, if they are doing Islamia here.
Hello.
It means.
All right. In that case, actually, Mr. Fadri, I have a rather technical question.
Yeah.
So, when you were creating your corpus, what's your experience like in general when creating your corpus? Your corpus is in Bahasa Indonesia, yes?
Yes, in Bahasa Indonesia.
Right. So, like, what what was your experience at creating a corpus in Bahasa Indonesia? That is, well, basically my question is, what's your experience when you created this corpus that is not in English? Because typically, like most programs, they cater to like creating corpora in English, right? So like, what challenges did you encounter? Like what shortcuts, what hacks, like any insights? Because like now corpora in other languages is becoming more popular, right? So yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Okay. Thank you for the questions, Alex. So I think I can say that I didn't have many difficulties in creating the corpus because the Bootcat software can download any text in any languages. So not only English, the Bootcat software can crawl and then create the corpus in the TXT form. So any text in any languages can just download it by Bootcat software. So I think it's similar to English. So no many difficulties I faced during the corpus creation. And for the analysis, like I use Lensbox software, and it can also read or work perfectly with Indonesian language. So no problem. Sometimes I also use sorry, not W Matrix. It's from CKP Web from Lancaster University, and for the CKP Web, it can also post tagging Indonesian language, so it's really helpful. So yeah, I can say that I don't have any major difficulties in creating the corpus.
Okay, thank you. There's actually a question in the chat, Mr. Fadri. So Linda would like to know, did you also study the representation of disability in the form of images? Like
Okay. Thank you, Linda, for the question. No, so I didn't. It is my limitation in my study. I also wrote it down in my article that the limitation of my study, I only analyze text of or verbal, so no images. But I think it can be useful in for future studies or future research to analyze images of news that talk about people with disability.
Okay. Thank you for the answer, Mr. Fadri. Linda, I hope that answers your question. In that case, a follow-up question from me for that. Would you consider in future to do a multimodal analysis?
Yes, I think this is part of my plan to do multimodal analysis, but I still study first because my main research area is still analyzing text. No, but now I'm after completing my PhD, I also read the multimodal analysis and corpus multimodal analysis also because I think Becker also found how to tag images in the corpus, like in his last article, Paul Becker. So I'm still studying about how to do corpus assisted multimodal discourse analysis.
Thank you. There's another question. This time from Aimi. They ask, Mr. Fadri, do you find Bootcat software stable and easy in creating your corpus, especially in selecting the search words?
Okay. Thank you to Aimi for the question. So yes, I said before there are many ways to use Bootcat software, but I didn't use it, or I usually don't use it by by writing down the search words in the Bootcat software, but I use it by inputting URLs, my collected URLs. Yes, Bootcat software can crawl text based on the search word, search words that we input in the Bootcat in the software. But I think for me, the best for me, I use Bootcat software by creating by inputting URLs, my collected URLs in Bootcat software. Then Bootcat software can scroll, I can download the text from the URLs that I inputted. I think that's, for me, it's the best one, because yeah, usually by inputting cert terms or cert words directly in the software, sometimes it can create false positive results or false negative results. So not refer to news text that contain of the cert words or the cert terms. So yeah, that's the way I use Bootcat software. I collected the URLs first, URLs that refer to news text that contain one of my cert terms. And then, I clean the URLs to remove any duplicated, and then I input it in the Bootcat software. You can just download the text. But sometimes the resulting purpose, some URLs missing, so I also need to check the resulting corpus, and then I copy and paste manually the missing URLs, because Bootcat software cannot read it. So, but it's only, I think it's few URLs, so it's better than manual collecting the data, like 10,000 news text by copy and paste manually. I think it takes much time. But by using Bootcat software, I think only 100 URLs missing, so I think it's not really hard to collect manually the text that are missed by the Bootcat software. Okay, I hope it answered your question, Wahim.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Fadri. Any other questions? Anyone else has a question? Any? Okay. In that case, I think we're almost at the time. So I think that we can end the webinar for today.